Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Uh, so we are starting in another 1 minute.
Sure.
Okay. So, good evening, dear participants. Welcome to the second week of E-Faculty Development Program organized by Geeta Rathan International Business School. Today's session is on qualitative analysis using the platform of NVIVO. We have Dr. Ajay Chauhan as a resource person for the same. He is a founder of ResearchShiksha.com, consultant, data science and analysis, trainer on big data analytics, machine learning using R, and he is very, very popular among the researchers. Welcome, sir. We are really, really honored that you have accepted our invite, and we are really eagerly waiting to learn from you, sir.
Okay. So, is the slide visible?
Yes, sir, slides are visible.
Fine. And what is the timing? Just if
It is between 5 to 7, sir.
5 to 7. Okay,
Yes, sir.
non-stop.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You can take the questions in between.
Okay, fine. Because
Okay.
clarity is more required.
Right, sir. Okay.
So, can I start?
You can start, sir.
Okay. Good evening, friends. The topic that which I'm going to cover today is qualitative research methods, and I will take the help of NVIVO software to demonstrate that how to maintain the data, how to maintain the qualitative data in NVIVO software. So I divide my session into two parts. The first part is to discuss the different aspects of qualitative analysis, and the rest is the demonstration and with the help of demonstration with the help of NVIVO software. Okay. Um, Qualitative research methods still in India are very weak. Everybody is running after the questionnaire. Whenever some researcher want to do research, and if he belong to marketing, HR, or social science, the first thing which comes in his or her mind is to develop a questionnaire and get the data. And I have seen this practice from last many years. Whenever you want to start a research or take admission in a PhD program, so first thing which comes in your mind is the collection of the data. And the best of the tool which with the help of which you can collect the data is questionnaire. And in questionnaire there are many open-ended questions like what is your suggestions, what is your opinion, what is your feedback. And unfortunately you don't know how to analyze these open-ended answers. And even I have seen many B schools. In almost every B school, including the top B schools in India, whenever they want to take the feedback of the teacher, they simply make the questionnaire to measure the feedback and distribute to the students, and a student will only tick the different responses which is mentioned in the questionnaire and give the feedback. And even I know that in some of the universities, they are taking the qualitative feedback also, right? And in qualitative feedback you have to write in a statement that what is the problem you found with the teacher, or what good thing you found in the teacher. And the surprising fact is that most of the B schools don't know how to analyze these qualitative feedback. So qualitative research is not very famous, not in practice in India. So it is required to understand the qualitative research methods, which we are going to discuss today. So in this slide, you can see that there are, this is a qualitative data, and these are the different sources of qualitative data. So qualitative data you can collect from the focus group interviews, you can collect from the in-depth interviews, observations, ethnography, action research, grounded theory, case studies, projective techniques. So these are few of the examples of the data, qualitative data, and what we can do in qualitative analysis. But in coming time, we will discuss in much detail. Okay, so let's discuss the meaning of the qualitative data first. From last many years, uh, we have learned there are different kinds of data set, and in most of the books in marketing research, they divide the data into two categories: the primary data and secondary data. And then they divide the data into different categories like nominal data and ordinal data, interval data, ratio data. So these are the different kinds of data set you have studied. But in machine learning, so whenever we talk about the big data, the data is divided into two parts. The data is divided into two categories: structured data and the unstructured data. Because what is happening in the industry, the unstructured data is growing very fast. Unstructured data is growing very fast, and this unstructured data is having a lot of information. So now the focus is shifting from the structured data to the unstructured data. So slowly and slowly, this unstructured data is getting very popular, and a lot of researchers are finding out the ways to analyze this unstructured data. Now the question which may be coming in your mind, that what kind of data we include in unstructured data. So let me explain you that. If you go to the Facebook page, you can see a lot of information in the Facebook page. So the comments made by the users is a part of unstructured data. Even if you visit the Instagram, in Instagram there is no words, but there is a lot of pictures, and these pictures maybe you can include in unstructured data. Similarly, if you go to the YouTube, in YouTube there are a lot of videos. All the videos is also a part of the unstructured data. In Twitter, people write different statements, they tweet. So this tweet is also a information, and it is again the part of the unstructured data. Even if you see the newspaper of any day, the newspaper is full of the information. That is also the part of the unstructured data. And we can have we have seen so many movies, and also you know that I think on an average you received around 10 to 20 calls per day, and you talk to the people and you chat with different people, your friends, right? This is also a data. So telephonic conversation is also a data. Anything which you write on the paper is also a data. So all these examples which I gave to you just now is the part of the unstructured data. So data which cannot be expressed in numbers. So unstructured data can be defined as the data which cannot be expressed in numbers. But on the other side, the structured data is that data which can be expressed in numbers. So data which you collect from the questionnaire, the data which you collect from the secondary sources, or the data which you collect from the databases like Bloomberg database, Thomson Reuters database, or Probes database. So these kind of data set which are in the form of numbers is known as structured data. And all of us, we know structured data very well, because all these kind of data set we keep in the Excel, or we maintain this kind of data set in eViews or in SPSS. So there are many softwares which are there to keep and analyze the structured data, but there are very few softwares which are having expertise of analyzing the unstructured data. So that is a problem with unstructured data, that there are very few softwares available and there are very few techniques available to analyze the unstructured data. And if you compare the quantitative data and qualitative data according to the availability, so you can see in this picture, this is a picture of the iceberg. Only 10% of the iceberg you can see which is above the ground, and 90% of the iceberg is under the water, which you cannot see. So we can also consider the qualitative data and quantitative data as the two parts of the iceberg, where 90% of the data is quantitative data, but the problem is that we cannot see this data clearly. Only if you understand the qualitative data, only then you can analyze this data, or you can use this kind of data set. The problem is that we are running after only 10% of the data set which we can see and which can be expressed in numbers, but we totally ignore this 90% of the qualitative data set. So this is one of the problem which we have between the qualitative and quantitative. Another thing which I observe is that if you write a paper on quantitative, it takes a lot of time and rejection rate is also very high. But if you write a paper on qualitative, because very few people are having expertise in qualitative data, it may be possible that you can publish your paper with great speed, with good speed. So it is one of the benefit with qualitative data, that any skill set which most of the person do not have, if you acquire those skills, it may be possible that you may write better papers and quantity wise more papers. Okay, so I hope now you have clarity between the quantitative data and qualitative data. So when we analyze the quantitative data, we do different tests. We do the hypothesis testing, we analyze the data and find out the answers, right? So, but in qualitative data, we are not analyzing the statistical analysis. Rather, we summarize the data or find out the meaningful information from the data. So if I give you a book and ask you that summarize this book in one page, right? Summarize this book in one page or two page. So this kind of analysis is called qualitative analysis, and you can do the qualitative analysis with the help of the software, or you can do it manually also. So in qualitative data, the dependency of on the software is not very high. You can do all the qualitative analysis with the help of your manual efforts rather than using a software. But if you know the software, the tasks are very easy, because with the help of the softwares you can make different type of diagrams, you can make different type of charts, which manually it is very difficult to make. Okay, and the data is coming from, if you ask me that from where we can get the qualitative data, we can get the qualitative data from interviews, from observations, from the books, from the news, from the videos, from the audios, from the pictures, from the statements, from the social media. So these are the different sources from where we can collect the qualitative data. Okay, so I hope there is no issue between the understanding of qualitative data and quantitative data. So in qualitative research, now let's focus on qualitative research only. In qualitative research, the type of data is unstructured data. We only require unstructured data in qualitative research. So which kind of unstructured data? Like we require interview transcripts. This word transcript is very popular in qualitative research. The transcript means when you take the interview, either you shoot the video of the interview or you record the audio in the interview. After that, you have to convert the transcript into a word file, into the words. So interview transcripts are the word files which are converted from the audio recordings or the video recordings. So interview transcripts are required for qualitative research, and if you understand how we can take the interviews and how we can make the transcripts, it will be very very beneficial for qualitative research. There are different type of interviews we can take from the people. We can take the structured interviews. We can take the unstructured interviews, right? Even you can also take the telephonic interviews. It is not necessary that you go to the person and meet him or her personally and take the interview. You can also conduct interview in with the help of the this online platform. Like you can take the interview in Zoom. You can take the interview in different softwares, right? So taking interview is not a very difficult task nowadays. Only thing is that you must know what to ask and which kind of answer is required. After that, you can convert the video recordings into the transcript, which is one of the input for the qualitative analysis. Similarly, we are having the pictures, and there are many websites which are famous for the pictures. I have seen many papers where the analysis is done on the pictures. Recently, I read one article where the the researcher took the pictures of the celebrities and he is developing a theme. The theme is skinny is beautiful. Skinny is beautiful means if you have low fat, you are more beautiful, right? So this is the theme of the paper, and I will share this paper to you also. And this paper is entirely based on the pictures that is collected from the Instagram. So the idea of the paper is that in today's scenario, the young people or the celebrities, they want to reduce the fat as much as possible to look for the beautiful and healthy. So even there are other paper also which are based on the pictures. So if you have some good idea of for the research, you can write a qualitative research only on the base of pictures. Similarly, songs. So you can also analyze the songs, and then audio tweets. Audio is different word. Tweet is different word. So tweets, you can found different papers nowadays which are based on tweets. Even in finance, the researchers are relating the tweets on the stock market in understanding the mood of the stock market. So they are also predicting the stock market on the basis of the tweets of the analyst. So another area where we can identify the use the tweets is the to understand the behavior, to understand this sentiment of the public towards a specific issue. For example, recently we came across with different issues like the suicide of the that hero, and then COVID, right? And similarly, last year we have seen the Me Too. Me Too was a revolution, or you can say, um, okay. So there are different kind of issues which are coming time to time, and many people like to tweet in the Twitter to show their views on this. And if you download all these tweets, you can write a paper based on that. Similarly, we are having different social media websites like we have Facebook, we have LinkedIn, we have uh, YouTube. So we can also collect the data from these different social media platforms and can write the paper based on that. So recently, it is found that almost every company have their Facebook page. So you can go to the pages of these companies and find out the different comments made by the company as well as the users. You can analyze these comments and write a paper on that. Even uh, uh, last 1 month, I did a lot of shopping on Amazon, and whenever I do a shopping from Amazon, so I found that for every product there is a lot of reviews. There is a lot of reviews, right? And there are different customers who read all the reviews to decide whether I should buy this product or not. So I read one paper which is based on the customer reviews on Amazon about the product. That what is the keywords that the consumers are using in reviewing the different products. Even I read one article where somebody noted all the reviews from the websites like Trivago, Booking.com, and they want to identify the different keywords or different themes used by the consumers in reviewing the different hotels. So you can identify the different themes or different contents from their reviews, and you can write a paper on that. And similarly, there are many people who download the tweets in during the elections to understand the what is the people sentiment towards the one party and what is the sentiment of towards another party. So sentiment analysis is one of the technique which is coming up very fast, and you can do the sentiment analysis with the help of the social media platforms very easily. So in qualitative research, the data is collected from the interviews, the data is collected from the observations, content analysis of newspapers, books, video, case records, and already developed documents. In even you can do the literature review also. You can use qualitative research for literature review also. So you can download the different papers and do the literature review. You can download the different news or the blogs and do the qualitative analysis on that. So because in one of the research, because the topic was very new and we have not found any published paper on that, so the paper was entirely based on the articles, news, right? Like for example, if you want to write something, if you have some different concepts in your mind, for example, if you want to write on social distancing, there is no paper which is available to write on that. So these topics are because these topics are very new topics like social distancing, like COVID-19, right? uh, if you want to write a paper on the human behavior during this time, so you have to find out different articles or the different blogs or the different sources on which you can write a paper, because published papers are not available. And the third point which you can see here, we cannot test the hypothesis or test the theories in qualitative research. In quantitative research, most of the quantitative research are based on the theories. So the objective of conducting the research is to develop a theory or add value to the theory or test the hypothesis. So I hope you heard about this inductive approach and deductive approach. So these are the two different approaches for the research, where inductive approach, deductive approach is most famous approach which is applicable in quantitative research. In quantitative research, you find out some theories and make the hypothesis to test all these theories, whether the hypotheses are valid hypothesis in Indian context or your context also. Then your purpose of the research is to examine the hypotheses which are actually coming from the theories. So this approach is called deductive approach. But in qualitative research, we are doing the research on an entirely new phenomena. We are doing research on that area where there is no published paper. So we can't do the deductive approach in qualitative research. So most of the qualitative research are following the inductive approach, right? Inductive approach. In inductive approach, whatever conclusion is drawn, that is entirely on the basis of your empirical findings, not on the basis of previous theories or hypothesis testing. So in qualitative research, the purpose is not to test the hypothesis or to test the previous theories. Rather, we want to find out some new phenomena. We want to study some new concepts. And whenever you find out some new concepts or the new theories, this approach is also known as grounded theory approach. And there are many theories which are coming from the grounded theory approach. Grounded theory approach is the approach where you observe some phenomena and find out the reason of this and make a theory, tentative theory, which can be tested empirically after that. Right? There are different questions which comes in the mind. Like for example, if I ask you that what is the requirement of the family in current scenario, right? So there are different questions which may be coming in the mind. Like for example, what do you think the economy, how the economy will change after this COVID-19? Or how the social distancing have an impact on the business scenario in the coming days. So there are different questions which comes in the mind, and these questions can be answered only basis of the qualitative research or grounded theory approach. So grounded theory approach is one of the famous approach in qualitative research, where you observe some new phenomena and find out the reason of this new phenomena. And in qualitative research, we do not generalize our findings. We only represent the conclusions or the summary based on the qualitative research. Okay. Now the next point is the purpose of qualitative research is to answer the research questions rather than to test the hypothesis. Like some of the examples I'm giving to you. Number one of the researcher want to find out that whether the environment, whether the organization environment is different for the employees which are suffering from some chronic diseases, right? Because in every organization there may be some employees who are suffering with some diseases. So the researchers want to analyze the organization culture or the climate or the facilities which is designed for these kind of employees, right? So in another research we want to identify that what kind of language patterns are famous in social media. Like for example, the way we talk to each other, but in normal behavior, the way we talk to each other is totally different when we talk to each other through WhatsApp, when we talk to each other through Facebook or Facebook Messenger, or there are different social medias where we interact with other people. So one of the language specialists, she want to identify the patterns of the usage of the different words in social media platforms, right? So this is one of the idea which the researcher is having in their mind. Then another research we conducted is to find out the impact of the social media within the organization. Like we use the social media platform for our different purpose. So the research question was that what is the use of social media in different organizations? So for what purpose the different organizations are using these social media platforms? And even there are two type of social media platforms. One is outside the organization and one is inside the organization. For example, if you are working with a company, there may be some internal social media where only employees can meet each other. The outside people cannot interact or cannot enter. So the researcher want to identify what are the different internal social media platforms and how the companies are using them. So these are the different issues which are which comes in the mind of the researchers, and they want to test all these things. So one thing which you should understand, that the purpose of qualitative research is to answer the research questions, not to test the hypothesis. Similarly, in next point, the in most of the qualitative research, we do not do the experimentation. So you know that there are three type of research designs: exploratory research design, descriptive research design, or causal research design. So causal research design, in which you do the experimentation, is not possible in qualitative research. Then what we are doing here, we are examining the perception, action, and feeling of the participants. So we want to identify the perception of the people. And believe me, in last 1 year, I met with different entrepreneurs, and I always wanted to find out that what they think about the service and business. So what is the motivation to start the business? So this was the question behind the research. So I read the history of many entrepreneurs, I meet the different entrepreneurs, I read the interviews of different entrepreneurs to identify that, because I am going to be entrepreneur now, so what kind of precautions I should take, or what is the motivation behind the entrepreneurs, right? So with the help of the discussion, I gained so many insights, and because of that, I have a lot of benefit now. So you can also meet different people. You can find out the prospects that is there in the business, or the feelings they are having, right? So you can study the perceptions, actions, and the feeling of the participants. Simple. Or interview content analysis. Find the content analysis is one of the very upcoming area in qualitative research. Qualitative research will help you in identifying the content. For example, if you watch a movie, and you can identify that the emotional content was very high, the fighting content was nil, the drama content was also there, the right, the suspense content was also there. So we can divide the object into different contents with the help of qualitative research. And the words which I'm writing here, the codes, themes, nodes, transcripts, word trees, word map, mind map, text mining, these are the famous words which we use in the qualitative research. So slowly and slowly we will discuss all these words, and I hope after this session you have some clarity on that. Okay. Now I divide the qualitative research into two sides. So you can see the grounded theory, ethnography, phenomenology, field research, and narratives. So these are the methods of qualitative research, and these are the techniques of qualitative research. Like thematic analysis is a technique, and content analysis, sentiment analysis, text mining, image analytics. So these are the different techniques that we can use in qualitative research, and these are the different methods. Okay, so let me explain in short term what is the meaning of these words. After that, we will discuss in detail. some of the topics which I may not cover in this today session, but you should know about these. Like first of all, grounded theory. So there are many ideas which comes in the mind of researchers to define the observed phenomena. Like for example, if I ask you that why the children nowadays are not take interest in studies, right? So this may be a research question. And now I want to know why many young IIT peoples they do not want to join the companies. They want to start their own business. So why the young people of today are not interested in joining the company? Rather, they want to uh, start their own startup. Similarly, I want to ask that why people are in India, why young people are of India prefer to prefer live-in as compared to marriage, right? And why the young people of India want to go abroad rather to stay back in India. So there are many different questions which comes in our mind. For example, how the driverless car will change the society in coming days. So whenever all these questions comes in your mind, so you start doing the research after that to explain that phenomena. So when you observe the phenomena and you want to explain the phenomena with the help of interviews, with the help of perception, with the help of qualitative data, so after that you can form a theory or the explanation that this is the prospective or this is the probable answer of this question. So this approach is known as grounded theory approach. So in simple language, I say that you can find out some new phenomena and try to explain that phenomena with the help of your qualitative data. So this approach is known as grounded theory approach. The second method is known as ethnography. Ethnography. So what is this ethnography, right? And there are different words coming out nowadays. Uh, one word which I heard is webnography, right? Ethnography. So what is this ethnography? Ethnography means when you want to study a culture. Suppose you are interested in finding out describing a culture, like if you go to Africa you want to describe African culture, or if you go to Europe you want to define the European culture, or if you want to describe the culture in Kashmir. So you this study is known as ethnography. So explanation of a culture is known as ethnography. Then we have the concept of phenomenology. This phenomenology is gaining very importance today. Now we want to discuss the experience of the people. So when we want to explain the experience of the people, like for example, how you feel in quarantine. Like somebody, if you want to do a research on the corona patients, right, and their experience, like how they feel when they came to know that they are suffering from corona, and what they feel during the quarantine, and what they feel when they beat the corona virus, right? So uh, the experience of the people. Suppose you are interested in finding in studying those people who are suffering from the cancer or some chronic diseases. So if you want to explain their experiences, this study of the experience of the people is known as phenomenology. Similarly, there is a field research. So when you go to the malls and study the behavior of the consumers, so this is a part of field research. Or when you go to the airport and you want to analyze the behavior of the different people, right? So this is again the field research. Or when you go to the five-star hotels and study the behavior of the employees there, or study the behavior of the consumers there. So all these research comes in the area of field research. Then a fifth method of qualitative research is narratives. Narratives is the art of storytelling. So how you explain the story? So how you explain the concept in the form of a story, that is known as narratives. Okay, so these are the different methods of qualitative research. After that, we are having the techniques. So what kind of techniques we can apply? So I mentioned only the most popular techniques. Other than, we are having a lot of techniques also, like thematic analysis. So thematic analysis is the process of summarizing the document in different themes. For example, if I want to know that, so whenever you want to introduce yourself, so whenever you want to introduce yourself, how you represent yourself, because uh, if I talk to anybody and ask you define yourself, so what are the different qualities he want to tell me, right? Similarly, if you want to study the red herring prospectus of the companies, so you can identify that what different information they want to highlight in the red herring prospectus. Similarly, if you analyze the chairman speech in the annual reports, you can identify that what is the themes they want to convey to the different shareholders. So thematic analysis is the process where the document is divided into the themes, where the research is divided into the themes. And then we explain all the themes and the connected statements of each theme. So in themes in NVIVO, we call nodes, and we define all the nodes, we define the weightage of the nodes, and we define the structure of the nodes, and the thematic analysis can be converted into quantitative analysis after that. So thematic analysis is one of the important or most popular area of qualitative research, which is very popular for publication. Then we are having the content analysis. In content analysis, we divide the pictures or the qualitative data into different content. So for content analysis, I'm giving you a very simple example. Like when you see the advertisement, so in one advertisement, there may be 25 content. Like what is the sound, what is the picture, what whether the product image is there or not, whether the celebrity is there or not, whether the cartoons are there or not, whether product information is there or not, what is the time period of the advertisement, and what is the punchline, whether the punchline is there in the advertisement or not, right? So all these are the contents of the advertisement. Similarly, when you saw the movie, you can identify that how many heroes are there, how many heroines are there, whether the villain is strong or not, whether the drama is there in the picture or not, whether the emotions are there in the picture or not, whether the suspense is there in the picture or not, whether the storytelling is there or not, what is the whether the story is good or there is no story in the picture, right? So these are the different contents of a picture or a movie. Similarly, after that, nowadays sentiment analysis is gaining very popularity. We want to analyze the sentiment of the customers. We are interested in finding out the sentiment of the in let's say the Twitter users. We want to analyze the sentiment of the public. In during the election period, every party want to know the sentiment of the public towards their party, right? And they want to know that what is the chance that we will win or not. So sentiment analysis is gaining a lot of popularity in elections, in different areas. In marketing also, the company want to analyze the sentiment of the consumers toward their product. So sentiment analysis is one of the important area of qualitative research, which is gaining a lot of popularity. Then text mining is one thing. Text mining, text analysis. So text mining is one of the topic in big data analysis, because whenever you are having a lot of text, whenever you are having a lot of documents, lot of information, right? So the text mining is the basic analysis where you can analyze the text after mining it. So in text mining, you can calculate the word frequency, you can calculate the word cloud, you can do the cluster analysis, and you can do the word association analysis. You can analyze the text summary. So all these things comes in the text mining. You can make the mind maps also. So all the analysis are coming in the text mining. After that, there is a image analytics. Now, how important is this image analytics? Uh, Facebook is using it because if you post a picture in the Facebook identify the faces of different people in the picture. The Facebook will tell you this picture is similar to the Ajay. This picture is similar to the Rani, Rakhi, whatever we. So the Facebook is telling you that who is there in the picture, right? And similarly, if you go to the airport or if you go to the public space, the camera will tell the people that that Mr. Ajay is available in airport now, and Mr. Ram is available in is there in the mall. So camera will identify your face and will inform the person that you are there. So image analytics is gaining a lot of popularity. Wherever you go, you can be identified by the camera, right? So image analytics is coming is very popular. Now let's move. So grounded theory, I explained you all these things a small sentences, but let me explain you some of the theories. Most of the theories that we are studying nowadays are the example of the grounded theory. Most of the examples are coming from the grounded theory approach. Like we are having a lot of theories, like for example, theory of reason action, theory of consumer behavior. So initially, all the theories were developed on the basis of qualitative research, but after that, they are the theory, well established theory, but initially they come from the grounded theory approach. So when you want to explain the phenomena, as I said, when you want to explain the phenomena with the help of the qualitative data, that is known as grounded theory. It creates the theory on the basis of people experience and not from the textbook. So this is the most important concept here. It creates a theory on the basis of the people experience and not from the textbook, and it helps in defining the new observed phenomena. So I was listening one of the lecture of Vivek Bindra, and he defined a theory, right? The theory which is he gave in his lecture is the Ramu Kaka theory, and the theory say that this theory I remember because today I have seen the news of Gehlot and Sachin Pilot in Rajasthan. Actually, the same problem is explained by the Vivek Bindra. So he say that according to the person, uh, whenever the CEO have to decide about the new chairman or the new CEO of the company, so he find out who is the oldest person in the company, right? So he make the most oldest person the manager of the company, right? Because why it happens? The reason of this is that if you want to appoint a manager and you have seen a Ramu Gaga type person who is working for you from the last 25 years, right? So you have more faith on that person rather than on the talented new employee. So you can see that in Madhya Pradesh, the chief minister was Kamal Nath, right? The oldest congressman in and avoiding the next young leader. Similarly, what Congress is doing done in the Rajasthan, right? He made the Gehlot chief minister the oldest. So actually, I have seen this kind of experiments in industries also. So this theory is called Ramogaga theory, and the this is one of the problem in the companies, Indian companies, right? Why most of the Indian companies are failure, right? You can see that we have the example of Jayaprakash Associate. The company was number one company in one time, but now they. So there are, if you see all these companies are coming down because of this Ramogaga theory. But although I know that this theory is not a very famous theory, I'm just giving you the example that you can develop your own theories. If you want to explain some phenomena, like one of the question, if I ask you why Reliance Industries are dividing into three divisions, right? You know that Reliance is having three divisions: Reliance Geo, Reliance Retail, and Reliance Industries. Similarly, every business is having some diversification. So if I ask you that, do you know on what basis the company decide to go for the diversification? Now, if you tell me that there are different theories which explain the diversification, but I'm telling you, in India, if you have two children, it means you have two diversifications. If you have three children, it means you have three diversifications. So diversifications are on basis on the number of children you have, right? So if you want to explain these kind of theories, right, some new theories, some innovative theories, then you can follow this grounded theory approach. Okay. Now, next is the ethnography. Ethnography is very interesting to explain the culture. Like, if you know that you are going to Africa, you must know what is the African culture. If you are going to spend time in Europe, you must know what is their culture. It is necessary to understand the culture of the different people. In India, even in India, we are having the different culture. We have the Bengali culture, right? And we have the Punjabi culture, we have the Bania culture, and we have the right. So we are having the different culture, South Indian culture, and because I spent a lot of time with Bengali culture, so I know that whenever the period of October comes, all Bengali went to the Calcutta to spend their holidays. You cannot find any Bengali during the October working with the job, right? So they have their own culture. Their culture is very strong. Similarly, we have different culture in about the Punjabi, which we have the different culture of Rajput culture. So if you want to explain the culture of the people, in Mumbai the culture is entirely different, in Delhi the culture is entirely different. So if you want to write a paper on the culture, which may be from the perspective of business or any other benefit, so that is known as ethnography. Ethnography, right? I am telling you one thing, that how the culture is very important. Basically, I had all my education from the Uttaranchal, and when I came to Delhi first time, I have many habits which I bring from the Uttaranchal. And in Delhi, every Delite made comment on my dressing and my all other things. So then I came to know that this culture is entirely different, and I have to learn this culture. So if I had a document about the culture, I read that document to be prepared for the culture. So ethnography is the art of explaining the culture. Now, how you can write the paper based on ethnography? There are few requisites. Number one, you have to spend your time in that culture. You must observe the culture. You must communicate with the people within in that culture. You must study the history of the culture. You must identify the values, beliefs, behavior, language of the people in that culture. So after that, you can say that this is the whole culture which I understand, and this if you want to do a business with these people, you have to be very very cautious about these things. So this study is known as ethnography. So after that we are having a phenomenology. Suppose you want to study the people who were suffering from disease, right? Like, even I am telling you, you may heard about the postmortems, right? So if you want to study that what doctors feel while doing the postmortem, so it may be a different experience. What the patient feel when they were suffering from the cancer disease, it may be the experience. If you want to study the experience, if you want to study the experience, for example, in India, I always now I have a lot of friends who are the directors in different institutes. So when I ask them, so how you feel when you are having this important responsible position, so they told me that being a professor is always better than being a director, because uh, the moment they took this position of the directorship, the blood pressure increases, right? So paper on the experiences of being a director, or experience of being a something like that, right? So the paper on the experiences, if you want to write a paper on the experiences, mostly bad experiences, then this area is known as phenomenology, right? So there are many papers like when you become parents, how you feel, right? After marriage, how the life changes, right? So these are the issues which you can raise. Suppose if you want to study the behavior of the or experience of the consumers in five-star hotels, or in business class, like, so whatever idea you are having, you can study the experiences of the consumers or the patients or the different people. This study is known as phenomenology. Okay, so phenomenally research means the lived experience. So if you write a paper on phenomenology, the person should feel that he is suffering from that. So you must convey, you must write in that way that anybody who is reading it will experience a lived experience, will have a lived experience. I hope you understand that. And now the narrative is the art of telling the story. And I learned this technique because when I started teaching, my feedback was 1 out of 5, and everybody was telling me that it is very difficult to survive in the teaching line, because you are not able to speak good English, you are not able to, you are not very knowledgeable. But slowly I learned and found that the if you understand the way of speaking, or the way you speak, or the way you teach, right? Or how to tell the story, basically, in simple language I'm telling you, if you know how to tell a story, then it means you can be a very very good teacher. Because the art of telling a story is one thing which every researcher should know, which every teacher should know, right? So whenever you are studying a paper, how to start a paper, how to write, how to continue a paper, how to write, how to end up a paper. So starting, continuing, and the ending is called narrative. Narrative is simply writing tells a story. So how you speak, how you convey your feelings, how you teach in the class, how you communicate to the your friends, how you communicate to the different people, is the art actually. So this narrative is a qualitative study where you learn this art and write, and whatever you write is should be in a very poetic type of way. So this is called narratives. Okay, now there are two type of approach I explained earlier. One is deductive approach, and the inductive approach. So the problem in quantitative study is that first of all we identify the theory, then on the basis of the theory we design the hypothesis, and after designing the hypothesis we observe, confirm, and testing the hypothesis. So the purpose is basically we identify the hypothesis, examine it to confirm that this hypothesis is in favor of the theory. So this is known as deductive reasoning, but the qualitative research is not according to the deductive reasoning, it is according to the inductive reasoning. So what is the inductive reasoning? So you have to understand in qualitative research, this is very important. The first of all, you observe something, for example, I had a many new observations in last 6 months. Like for example, now the government is earning money from the increasing the price of the petrol, increasing the price of the liquor, right? So this is my new observations, that the government is raising making money from these areas. So that's why the new economy that we are going to have in India is based on petrol and liquor. Similarly, the social distancing is a new observations that we have in the past few months. And another thing, we had an experience that of pollution less city, pollution less air, right? So similarly, we are going to enter into the area of 5G. We still working. We now are having the 4G concept all over. Whatever connection you are having about the mobile phone, that they, all of them are 4G. Very soon we are entering into the area of 5G. Similarly, I know that before January 2020, I had not take any single class on the online platform, but after that, I have conducted more than 25 workshop on online platform, and all full. So now I know that this online classes is the future of the education. So whenever we identify new things and want to study the impact, right? So nowadays I know that there are many people who are doing the study on online education, online class teaching. So this is a new thing. It No paper is available on online teaching, online classes, but I know that at least 20 people I know who are doing research on online teaching. So when you observe some new thing, identify the pattern, then go for a tentative hypothesis or tentative information, and then you convert into a theory. So this approach is known as inductive reasoning approach. Okay, so these are the different visualizations that you can make uh, from the software. So like this is a word cloud which you have seen in almost every paper based on qualitative research. So whenever you study qualitative research, this kind of word clouds are very famous and very popular. Then the this is mind map. When you want to represent some theme, you can represent your theme with the help of different kind of mind map. uh, okay, then the sentiment analysis is very popular nowadays, where you tell that the very positive, highly positive sentiment are this much, moderately positive are this much, moderately negative is this much, and very negative is this much. So this is called sentiment analysis, and nowadays it is very popular. Then this kind of graph, this kind of picture is known as word summary, and we want to analyze the words and want to make the summary of it. So we want to know that whenever this word comes, what are the different words which comes before that, and what are the different words which comes after that. So this picture is known as the word summary. And after that, this is called comparison diagram, which we can make from the NVIVO software. And we can make all these diagrams very easily with the help of the software. Similarly, now I'm showing you the NVIVO part. This is the front page of NVIVO when you open the software. and I will demonstrate you. So these two pages, just recall these two pages, because after this I am going to demonstrate the software, uh, how to manage the data in the software. So this is the front page, and in this front page these are the existing projects on which we are working, but we can go for a blank project or a sample project, and these are the small videos which you should see before moving to the software. And when you enter into the software, you can see the different commands which are mentioned in the first row, and you can import the files from here, and these are the different navigations which we can make. Okay, so now how to maintain the data in NVIVO. So we have to start a new project, import the different files. We can make the different folders for the different classifications. We can classify the documents on the basis of demographics, and there are different attributes and cross tabulation we can do. So now I am showing you the these different demonstrations with the help of NVIVO software. Okay. Now, before moving to the NVIVO, I would like to take 5 questions, any 5 questions if you have, because after that I will move to the NVIVO demonstration.
Sir, you can click on the chat.
Chat. So where is the chat? Enable chat.
Here it is. Yeah. No, 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 not enable chat, sir. After the attendees, there is one icon
Yeah.
called chat. Here. So we have got the questions here only, sir. Wherever you see that there is a red light open, you can take those questions.
Okay. So Dr. Sudeep is having one red light. Will the conclusion be same carried out by two researchers carrying same quantitative research? Yeah, this is a good question I have about the qualitative research. The problem is that in qualitative research, that like suppose two persons ask the same question to one manager, it is possible that you will get the different answer, right? So this is one of the problem in qualitative research, that there is a lot of biasness in qualitative research, right? It is quite possible, but the type of data you are using itself remove this kind of biasness. For example, if you take the interview, yeah, biasness could be there, but if you are working on the data collected from the newspapers or the literature review or these kind of sources, then the chances of biasness is less, right? Because we are having different kind of data set. If you take the pictures from the Instagram, there is no biasness. If you take the data from Twitter, there is no biasness. The biasness only comes when you take the interview from different people, right? So the biasness could be there, but in different data sets. So as a qualitative researcher, you should be very cautious that whether I'm getting the true data set or true data, true information or not. Because if the person in front of you will speak lie, it, it means whatever you analyze is only a biased conclusion. So biasness is very important concept to be taken care of in qualitative research. Okay. Now, Dr. Rajesh is asking, okay, but that is another problem. Rajendra Mahajan is asking, which software can the use of, एक मिनट कहाँ गया? Which software can use of the NVIVO software work in tandem with particular participatory action research? Other than NVIVO, do you use code and perform thematic analysis of your interviews? Yeah, when we take the interviews, we do the coding and the thematic analysis of the interviews, because if you are taking the interviews, the only reason is to make a themes out of it. So thematic analysis is most of the popular technique in case of qualitative research, obviously. And there are different softwares available for qualitative research, like Atlas TI was very popular few years back. Now NVIVO is very popular, and similarly there are many software which are coming up, and even R and Python is also doing this qualitative research. So there are many softwares are which are available for doing the qualitative research. Okay. Then another question is which I'm saying, if I want to do research on IT impact on knowledge management in higher education, which method and technique will more effective to achieve objectives? Okay, so I have seen a very interesting case in my life when one scholar of BIT Mesra, she want to analyze the impact of the knowledge management on the profitability of the company. So then I asked one thing, tell me one thing, like your independent variable is knowledge management, which you are asking, which you are collecting with the help of questionnaire, and you want to see the impact on the profit, like profit, PAT, ROE, ROC. How it is possible that you can relate the perception with the actual performance of the company, right? So in this case, qualitative study is fine, but in qualitative study, the performance is also qualitative. Means you have to ask in a way that how the uh, knowledge management will increase the profit of the company. What is the way of increasing the profit of the company, right? So knowledge management in IT sector is very good, no problem, because IT sector is a knowledge based sector. But you have to design your questionnaire in such a way, I'm talking about the qualitative research, that you can incorporate each and every aspect of the knowledge
अरे
management in the company
अश्लीन ये जरा सॉल्व करना.
and see their impact on the performance of the company. Yeah, definitely you can do the study. Okay. So most of you may have confusion in grounded approach, grounded theory. The grounded theory is simply the explanation of the phenomena. So you may have some new observations around you, and how to explain that concept, right? So the explanation of the concepts of the new phenomena with the help of themes, or with the help of the contents, or with the help of some other qualitative technique is known as grounded theory approach. Okay. So Harshita is asking that for big data, can we have qualitative research? Actually, in big data, we have qualitative research, because qualitative research is more famous in big data, because unstructured data is actually the big data. Most of the big data is coming from the unstructured side, not in the structured side. Most of the big data is unstructured. So that's why you can understand that the qualitative research is more beneficial in this big data. And in the big data, actually the data is big because of the qualitative nature. Otherwise, you don't have the numbers in more numbers in big data. Big data is having 90% qualitative, unstructured, and 10% hardly numbers. So it is very, very important in big data. Okay, so I think the time to go to the NPO part. And one thing, just I want to tell you that I have a YouTube channel where I posted one lecture on YouTube, NVIVO, how to use the NVIVO for data management. So you can see that video, and you can find out my all these slides in my Facebook page. So the sharing of this slide is not a problem. Now I am moving to the NVO part, sharing the slides and tell you how to do the data management in NVO. Okay, so give me 1 minute to open the NVO and to data. Okay. So this is the NVIVO icon. When you open the NVIVO icon, the software will open like this. Yeah, it will take time because it is a big software. And okay, so when you open the NVIVO, this kind of page will come. All these files are my current files on which I'm working currently. And but because today I want to start a new project, so I will click on this option. And if you want to learn the NVIVO, you can click on any of these options. So the NVIVO will tell you the basic information about the software if you click on these options. And let me click on the blank project. The software is asking me that what is the name of the blank project. So I will write here. It is a sample demonstration, and so this project will save the location which you give. So I am giving the location of the desktop, and because once you define it, you cannot change its location. So you should be very careful in defining the location of the project. So I am defining the desktop as the default location. After that, you click OK. So after clicking the OK, you can see the front page of the NVIVO. And okay, now the software opened the front page. If you want to navigate or if you want to see some basic videos, you can click on this. But I do not require this, so I clicked it. I crossed it here. After that, I can see the real front page of NVIVO. Now let me tell you something. This is the canvas where I can see my files. So this is my canvas where I can see all the files, and these are the navigation tools. Like files, you can see here. Memos, you can see here. Notes, you can keep in the notes. Notes are basically the themes, and data, note, sentiment. So this is the navigation tool. Suppose you want to see the themes, you can click on the notes. If you want to see the sentiments, you can see on the sentiments. If you want to see the cases, you can see the cases here. So this is the navigation tool. After that, we are having the file, and first of all, we can go to the import, and then we can go to create, explore, share. These are the options. We can have the NVIVO part, NVIVO software. Let me go to the import first, because this is the first icon we should use. Now when we go to the import, I hope you can see the NVIVO page. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Actually, there is nothing which is I can see here to confirm whether it is visible or not. Fine. So you are here. Okay. Now, if you want to import the social media, so I'm telling you the different options which you can import. If you want to import the social media data, you can do with the help of Encapture facility. And if you want to import different files like transcripts or videos, pictures, you can transfer from here. You can import the Excel file from this option, text file from this option. If you have SurveyMonkey or files, you can download from here. Qualtrics and SPSS file you can also download. And these are the bibliography softwares like EndNote, Mendeley, ReferenceWorks, Jotaro. So these are the different bibliography softwares. So you can use directly the data from there also. So you can also download the email dataset like Outlook email, OneNote, Evernote, memos. So these are the notes and email. You can also download the data of these. Similarly, you can download the reports also. Okay. Now I'm showing you how to import 5 type of files. So I'm showing you the importing of the pictures, importing of the videos, importing of the songs, Then I will show you PDF files and then the Word files. So let me click on the files, and I have the different data set with me. So I divide the data set into five types: movies, PDF, pictures, songs, transcripts. So I will import all of them one by one. So let me download the transcript first. So these are the interview transcripts, and let me click on it. Now you can see all the interview transcripts here. So these are the interview transcripts. Then again I am going to the import. Now I want to import the videos. So let me select all the videos, open and import. So the videos will come after this, and this green line is indicating the progress. Okay, now you have all the videos here. So the videos we have downloaded. After that, let's import some other data set, PDF files. So these are my PDF files. Open, import. Now the PDF file will also come here. So now we have the PDF files. Then I will import another data set like pictures. So I have these pictures, and again the same process. So now pictures is also the part of the data. You can see all the pictures here. Then I think what left, and so songs. Yeah, suppose these are the three songs. I want to download the songs also. So now I have songs in the NVIVO. Okay, so this is the different kind of data set I can have in the NVIVO. So the NVIVO tell me, suggest me to make different folders of the different files. So I'm creating the folder. So you can see that I go to the create, I click on the folder, and the first I am writing here pics. So you can see the picture folder comes here. Again, I will make different folders for the different data set, like transcript folder. Then I will create the movie folder. Then I will create PDF folder. So what pictures, songs? Yeah. So we also have the songs. So now the songs is coming here, and one more videos, transcripts, PDF. Then what is left? Pictures, then songs. Okay. So now after that, I have to shift all the files of same type in the folder. So these are the transcripts. So I just drag and drop in into the transcript. Then these are the videos. I just click on select and drag and drop in the movie. Then PDF files, I just drag and drop into the PDF. Then these are the pictures. I drag and drop into pictures. And these are the different songs. I put them in the songs. So I divided my data into different categories. So now I'm showing you. Suppose I want to download the data from the different social medias. So this is the import file I have to click on, and let me show you the process. So first of all, I'm going to the Facebook page. Yeah, so this is the Facebook page, and this is my one group that I made, And in this group, I had a lot of conversations. You can see this page may be the page of a company or the page of a bank or like anything. So I want to download this page, for example. So how to download that? So in this page, you can see that. So note down the name of the group so that you can apply for the membership. Okay, you can see that there is a icon here. Icon here. This icon is known as Encapture for NVIVO. So you can see that this Encapture for NVIVO, right? This icon you can only have when you have the NVIVO software, otherwise not. Okay. So I click on this icon. Now the software is showing me that you can download the this page as a PDF page or as a data set. So let me click on the web page and then I will click on the capture, and after that I again, you can see this one means the downloading is continuing. After that again go to it, go to capture page. So here you can see that the software is downloading the page, is in process. Hardly it will take 1 minute. Okay, now you can see that the software downloaded the page here. Okay, now after showing you the downloading in Facebook, let me show you the downloading from the LinkedIn. So I am going to my LinkedIn page. So this is my LinkedIn page, and again you can see the same icon here. The same icon. I click on this icon. So I want to download this page. You can download any page, right? For example, you can have different page like finance professors, econometrics, quant finance, PDF consulting professors. So whatever page you want to download, you can download that. So let me click on this page, and this is the professor in management school, and I just click on this web page as PDF, then capture, again go back, see capture progress. It is already downloaded by the software. Okay, then we go to the some other website like Instagram. So now I go to the Instagram, and where to go to, yeah, this is my page, or you can go to any page, that is your entirely your choice. And so yeah, this is the page, and after that I click on the same icon and saving the web page as PDF, then click on the capture, and after that this page is also there. Then finally I am going to the YouTube, and so in YouTube this is my channel, and so I want to download this page. Again go to the this NVIVO capture for NVIVO, but actually because I am working on the student version, so I can only download as a web page. If you have the professional version of Zoom, NVIVO, you can download all the videos and all. So but because I am working on a student version, so I can only download as a web page. So let me capture it, and let's see what V software is giving me. And progress page, the software is in the process of downloading the YouTube page. Again download it. Then finally I am going to the last option, Twitter. So this is my Twitter page, and suppose I want to analyze the tweets so on any topic. So let me find out which is the important topic for today. Just I am type the hash here, and you can find out the different options which are famous today. But I'm interested in the stock market. Like this corona vaccine is in trending. So let me click on this. So you can find out all the news, which all the tweets on corona vaccine, right? And if you want to write a paper on corona vaccine, you have the data with you. But let me show you that I'm not interested in this. I am interested in the stock market. So this is not the way to find out the tweets. Rather, you go to here. You can see the three dots here, three dots, and click on the three dots. Go to the advanced search, and if you go to the advanced search, this page you can see here. Now I want to find out the hash stock market. So any word which you are interested in, you can type here. And I want to analyze the English language only, because uh, I cannot analyze Arabic, Bangla, or Bulgarian language, Gaelic, or Croatian language, right? So the simple thing is that go to the English. Otherwise, you will have all tweets in different languages, and they will be like alpha and beta. So better you write English here. Then software will ask you that from which date you want to analyze. So I want to analyze the tweets from 1st May 2020 to today, up to today. Today is July and 13. So up to 1st May to 13th July, I want to analyze all the tweets. So now after giving these conditions, I go to the search, and I have all the tweets here. And after that, I want to analyze all the tweets. So I again go to this magic icon and click on the data sets. After that, go to the capture, and I want to see the process. Okay, so just click on this and show. You can see that show capture progress page. So click here. Now the software is showing you the process that 1000 tweets already captured. So we have to wait for 1 minute and see how many tweets. Okay, software only downloaded 1979 tweets. Okay, so in this case, you can see that I captured different pages from the different social media, and now I want to download or import all these data set in my NVIVO. So this is my NVIVO. Again, I click on the N capture. Now the software is showing me that these are the different social media pages you downloaded recently. Okay, but I'm not interested in all the data sets. I just click on those data sets which I want, which I just downloaded. So these are the different, yeah, 13th May, 13th July. So I have downloaded 6 pages on 13th July. So I selected on the all the pages, and I want to import only these pages. Let me click on the import, and so the software is importing all the data set. So it will take hardly 1 minute, and after 1 minute you have all the pages in your data set. So 50% is there. 66% captured. Okay, so now we are going to capture all the social media data set. Most of you may have dreamed to capture the social media data set, and today your dreams come true, and you are thinking of doing many kind of research. So after that you can do. So we are having this data set of social media. Let me create a separate folder for this. I call it social media data set. So I will put all the data set in the social media. So these are the different data set we can have in the NVIVO. So in this step, I already tell you that how we can import different kind of data set from the different sources. So 6 type of data set I have I have demonstrated that how to import. So how to import movies, how to import PDF files, picture files, social media files, songs, and transcript. Right now, suppose I started let with the movie. So movie for folder comes first. So how to do the analysis on the movies? Suppose I want to analyze this song. Let me run this song and tell me whether you are able to listen this song or not. Okay, so this song is there. If I click, first of all, I have to click on edit. Otherwise, I am not able to run this song. And you can see that this song is divided into the different time frame. So time from the 0 second to the 3 minute 20 second. So song is divided into different second. So you can make your notes of different seconds here. If you click on the edit, okay, now the song is ready to analyze. But you have to make sure that you have to click on buttons like, first of all, you have to click on this button. This button is known as transcribe button. So this button should be selected first. After that, if you click on this, you can run the video. So let me decrease the voice. Okay, no, this is not voice. This is the time frame. You can decrease or increase the time frame like this, right? So you can see that I changes this time frame also, and okay. After that, I want to run this video. So if I play it, you can see the. Now tell me, are you able to listen the voice or not? Are you able to listen the song?
Yes, sir. The voice is coming. It although it is little faint, but the voice is coming.
Now,
Yes, sir. It is coming now.
okay. Now, okay. So you can see that I can manage the voice here, and you can manage all these things. And suppose you had some observation here, so you just stop it and make your comment. So the what content you find out here, you find out the depression, and you find out the sad moments. Like similarly, so we can say that during this 0 second to 3 seconds, we find out these contents in the song. Similarly, if you run it again, after that, you have to click on the stop, then play. Now, so you have to write your notes here. You just stop, then play, make your notes, stop, play, make your notes, stop, play, make your notes, and then stop, play, make your notes. So after that, you can see that we can divide the song into my notes, right? So these are the different contents or the different themes which you can identify from the song. So I hope you understand this process, and you can convert all the notes here into the paper after this. So in this way, we can analyze the songs or videos. Then I'm showing you the let's see, pictures. Let me delete this. These are the different pictures I want to analyze, and so let me show you the process of analyzing the contents of the pictures. The software slightly needed time. It I think it hangs, not responding. You can see here, so I have to wait for 1 minute. Actually, it is a big software, so it is quite slow. Otherwise, I have to repeat from the start. If you click buttons too fast, then most of the time I found that the software will create a problem. But if I wait for 1 minute, it will be resolved. Otherwise, I have to save it and run it again. So let me open it again, no problem. Because I saved the file, so I can open the video again, no problem. Okay, so we are working on a project, and the project I saved on desktop. So let me check the desktop. Desktop, where is the project? Yeah, sample demonstration. This is the project. So better we open from here. Okay, so we have all the files. No problem. I click on the pictures. I clicked on the this picture. Okay, so here in this picture, you can see that there are the Aishwarya Rai here, and I want to analyze this picture. So what to do? I click on the click to edit first. Then I find out the different contents in the picture. Like this content is showing you the so just insert row. So it means this portion of the picture is showing you the product image. Product image. Similarly, I select this and insert here. So this is the celebrity, and because there are three celebrities, so focus is on celebrity in this picture. Again, I will click insert row. This is also a celebrity. Similarly, this so actually the major content of this picture is celebrity, and we have the product image. So we have only two content in this picture: the product image, and the celebrity. Similarly, if I show you some other picture, like in this picture, I can find out different contents. So the Shah Rukh Khan is showing this fair and handsome cream, and let me insert this. So what is this? This is the product image. Similarly, this is the brand logo. Let me insert it, and this is the brand logo or name brand logo, and this is actually the punchline. So this is the punchline, and this part of the picture is celebrity. So we can analyze the picture like this, right? So we can do the content analysis, thematic analysis. After this process, I'm just showing you the analysis of the starting of the analysis, and after that, just removing it. Now I am going to show you the transcript. Suppose I want to analyze all these are the interview transcripts. If I click on any of the transcript, you can see the page here, the interview page here. You can make changes in it, but for that you have to click on the edit and define that headings as your headings. So define your headings as headings, and you can identify some important keywords. Suppose yeah, you want to, you know that this keyword is an important keyword, so you can italics it, bold it, you can change the color of it. So you can see that we can make changes in the document here, and these changes we can use for our thematic purpose. So we can make changes in the files, and similarly you can do the this change in all other files. Click on edit and define the headings as headings, and important keywords you can identify also. And suppose I am showing you one thing that if I want to identify the automatic themes from these files, I can click on the auto code option, automatic coding option, and I have this option called identifying the themes. And if I go to the next, the software will tell you what are the different themes you can generate from these files. So these are the different themes we can identify in the files, and all the themes, all the automatic themes you can see in the notes. Okay, now yeah, if you click on the notes, so these are the different themes we generated in NVIVO, right? So theme generation can be very easy in NVIVO software. Again, let's come back to the transcripts, and I want to define the cases of it. So I will click on the, I will select all, right click. Here you can see the option called case classification. You can see the different colors here. So you can make the diagram colorful, but here I am going to a classification. This classification is known as new case classification. This option I am using because I have to give information to the data set. So suppose I know the demographics of the data set. Demographics, like now all the cases comes here. Case classification, yeah. So this information I am creating, and but there are different type of demographics. So which demographics? So now I want to create a new attribute which is gender, and in gender we know that there are only male and female. So I'm typing that male may be there and females may be there. Similarly, I also want to generate the age group, like I want to define the age group of the data set. Okay, values. So you have to define that the value is less than 25. Then add 25 to 40. Add 40 to 55. Add and more than 55. And okay, so after that, if you click on the transcripts or simply case classification, let's say demographics, now you can see that this is the data, and we have to tell the software that the Apurva Joshi is a female and Arundeep is male. So this is called information about the data. You have to, whenever you want to manage the data set, so all the things you have to do to define your data set. So Shelly Luthra is a female and Saurabh Kabra is a male. So after that, you can define that the Apurva is 25 to 45. Like I'm doing it randomly, but we have to do all these steps while maintaining the data set, like this. Yeah. So this is called maintaining the information about the data set. And now come back to the social media. And in the social media, suppose this is my tweet data. If I click on the tweet data, you can see all my tweets. And in this data set, this is the tweet ID, username, who is doing the tweet, and what is the tweet actually. And after that, you can see the time of tweet, type of the tweet, retweet, number of retweet, the name of the hashtag, the different information, location even, number of tweets, right? Number of tweets of the by the person, number of follower, following number, location coordinates, like that. And so after that, you can generate many information from here. You can make the chart. Okay, so this tweet is very popular, but I want to see the location wise. So if I click on the map, you can find out that from where the tweets are coming, that different areas from where the tweets are coming. So you can do the tweet analysis. Even you can find out the exact location from the where tweets are coming, like this part of the Nigeria, Lagos, and हमारा इंडिया कहाँ पे आता है? Okay, so you can find out the different areas. Okay, you can do different analysis on this data set. Like I clicked on the cluster analysis, so you can do the cluster analysis on the data set. So you can see the cluster analysis. So these are the different clusters of the tweets, right? So we can use these clusters to identify that which kind of words are coming near to each other in the cluster analysis. So which are the words used in the different clusters, right? And you can make the sociogram also, Twitter sociogram. If I click on the sociogram, the software will tell you that for each tweet how many retweets are there. Like you can see that we are having a sociogram, and this sociogram is telling you that how many tweets, how many retweets are there for different tweets. So let me show you, like there are some individual tweets, and there are some popular tweets. Like you can see this. This is very popular tweet for which there are so many retweets. Okay, you want to see it, you can make changes and find out the important tweets and retweets. Yeah, so this diagram is known as sociogram, and we can also analyze sociograms of the different tweets. I hope you understand this. And again, if we go to the Facebook page, so this is the Facebook page. Yeah, so this is the Instagram page. Okay, for this is my Facebook page. Okay, this is a Facebook page, and you can do the content analysis from this Facebook page also. And if you go to the explore this word frequency, and go to the word cloud. So it is taking time, but the software will do the analysis on the word cloud. Okay. Uh, First of all, I have to select the folder, and I want to analyze the social media. Where is the social media? Files. In files, this is the files of social media, and okay. So just click OK and select item. I want to analyze only this page. Okay. Then run query, and you can make the word cloud analysis of the Facebook page. So these are the different options. There are different options we can do in NVIVO, and there are different kinds of word clouds. You have different options of making the word cloud like this. So whatever word cloud you like, you can use or in papers. So in this way, we maintain the data, we open the data, and we analyze the data uh, in NVIVO. So my today's lecture is focused on the maintenance of the data in NVIVO package, and the different kind of analysis we can do in qualitative research. So now I'm 5 minutes are left, so I'm taking the queries. If any, if you have on the qualitative data analysis. हेलो
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
वो
Uh,
विंडो से सारे ही चला गया
okay, but I'll read out the questions to you, sir.
okay, but I
Okay.
how I come back?
It is there on the right hand side, sir. You have to minimize your screen.
No, this is the desktop actually.
Okay. So you see on the browser, if you have opened through Chrome, you may be able to see it from there.
No, no, ma'am. Ask him to turn screen share on.
All right.
He has gone. No,
Please
left
let
out.
him. So, dear participants, kindly wait. I'm checking on the Ajay Chauhan sir's side. He has by mistake left the room.
Hello.
You're audible now.
So, if any query is there, please.
Yeah. Sir, should I read out the questions?
Yeah, actually, yeah, because I'm not able to find out the queries in the chat box.
No, okay, no problem, sir. There is a question by Mr. Rajendra Mahajan. Can we be able to generate relationship from analysis from clusters or only thematic analysis?
In NVIVO, we can do many analysis. Like we can do the thematic analysis, we can do the content analysis, and we can do the sentiment analysis. We can do the location analysis. We can do the software. Social media analysis. So we can do the text mining also. So the NVIVO is a magical tool, magical software, and we can do a lot of things on the NVIVO. But in qualitative analysis, I am telling you one thing: you must have the right mindset to define the research questions and to find out the answers of these research questions. So, qualitative analysis requires the strong and the latest research questions, because you can't do the research routine research in qualitative analysis. Qualitative research is to find out the latest topics, latest issues, raise the latest issues, and write on that. A lot of people are doing the study on COVID, and I'm thinking, why are they are floating the questionnaires? So there is no point in floating the questionnaires for COVID. Better you go to there are a lot of resources and information available in the Google or in the social media. Better you analyze, get the data from there and analyze.
Mm. So there is another question by Jyoti. How this software works with the review of literature?
Okay, again, in review of literature, you can find out the themes, you can find out the keywords, because if you read any paper, the any research paper divided the literature review on the basis of the topics. Like first of all, you find out one topic. Then, for example, there is a paper called "Impact of HR Practices on the Organization Innovations and the Firm Sustainability." Right. So you can find out all the statements which are on firm innovation. Then you can find out all the statements which are about the firm sustainability. So you can find out the important keywords or important sentences or themes from the research papers, and can maintain your literature review systematically.
Okay. Sir, there is one more question. How to reduce subjectivity in qualitative data analysis?
Subjectivity only comes in interviews. Otherwise, there is no problem in qualitative interview. The problem is that when you take the interview, right? Uh, the it's your skill set how to get the right information from the person. Because in interview, the problem is that the person in front of you may speak lie. That is the problem. So it is required on the part of the person who is taking the interview, that how to get the right information. So you have to ask cross questions, like cross questions, and you go to the details, right? So when you go to the details, you can find out the true answers.
Sir, there is a repeated question that is there any book on NVIVO?
There are thousands of books on NVO. That is not a problem.
Okay.
You can anybody can go to the my website and get the book from there.
Okay.
My
And
Facebook page, sorry.
okay, okay. They're also asking that any good book on qualitative research.
I posted in my Facebook page.
Okay. Sir, is there any criteria to identify common themes in thematic analysis?
Common sense.
Okay.
You must have, because if you don't have common sense, qualitative analysis is impossible.
Right. So there's one more question. Dr. Biswo is asking that on the basis of content analysis, suppose I want to rank a phenomena on a scale of 1 to 5. How to do it in NVIVO?
Okay, actually, the content analysis is a technique where you can quantify the content, and there are three type of quantification. Number one, the quantification can be in the form of yes or no. Quantification can be done in the form of Likert scale, and then the counting. The third option is the counting. Out of the three options, this counting and the yes and no can be, you have to do yourself. But in case of ranking, you have to take the help of the expert, because the rating you cannot do. Rating should be done by the experts.
So, Dr. Gursival is asking that you have probably discussed about your own book on NVIVO. So she's saying
No,
that
I
whether
do not have my own book on NVIVO.
right. Okay. Now, this last question, sir. Can we analyze own observation that is not in any pic, video, or any PDF form? Is it possible through transcript?
Yeah, because whatever interview we take, we have to convert into transcript on our own. Similarly, what is your observation? You have to write your observation in the paragraph form, and you can use those transcript as input data for the NVO software or for qualitative analysis. Yes,
Mm,
your observation is important.
mm. So there's one more question. Can we use Tableau instead of NVIVO?
No, no, no. Tableau is just a graph making software. Tableau is only for graph making. NVIVO is not the substitute of Tableau. NVIVO is for qualitative research. Tableau is for data visualization.
Mm. Right, sir. I believe we have taken all the questions. Participants, if you have any other question, you can put it in stock for tomorrow. So
Yeah.
should we end it here for today?
Yeah, sure.
Right, sir. So we are looking for another informative session tomorrow, sir. And
Okay, sure.
okay, so good night and thank you so much, sir. And dear participants will join again at the same time tomorrow. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.